Class 10 English First Flight E-Learning Lesson 2 Nelson Mandela Long Walk to Freedom Part 2 Hi dear students, welcome back to this English e-learning session. Today in this video presentation I would like to describe the relevant points and language expressions Nelson Mandela has explained in the lesson Long Walk to Freedom. We'll start from page number 20, the line starting that day had come about. Here you see Nelson Mandela's personal views on the sacrifice of patriots and great leaders for the country's political independence. Nelson Mandela glorifies the unimaginable sacrifices and courage of thousands of patriots who participated in the long struggles but were not there to witness the fruit of their achievement. He said that their suffering and courage could not be repaid. He regretted that he could not thank them. He cursed the policy of apartheid that wounded the people of his country, which would take centuries to heal. He also said that the oppression and brutality of the white people produced great freedom fighters like Oliver Tambo, Walter Sisulu, Lithulu, Dado, Fisher, Soboke, and many more. They were the men of courage, wisdom, and large-heartedness. They really suffered a lot for the political freedom of the country. Mandela describes himself as simply the sum of all those African patriots. What does Mandela mean when he says he is simply the sum of all those African patriots who had gone before him? See, Mandela wants to pay his tribute to all the people who had sacrificed their lives for the sake of freedom. He feels that he is the sum of all those African patriots who had gone before him because those heroes of the past had paved the path of cooperation and unity for him. Therefore, he got the support of his people to be able to come to power to bring equality for his own people. Mandela says, "My country is rich in the minerals and gems that lie beneath its soil, but I have always known that its greatest wealth is its people, finer and truer than the purest diamonds." He appreciates those African patriots and their strength and resilience that defies the imagination. He learned that courage was not the absence of fear but the triumph over it. The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear. It is from those comrades in the struggle that he learnt the meaning of courage. The underlined phrase here means a great ability, almost unimaginable, to remain unchanged by suffering, not losing hope, goodness, or courage. Another important point that Mandela highlights here is the depths of oppression create heights of character. According to Mandela, it was a reign of oppression and cruelty that created a deep wound in African people. But deep oppression produced the men of unparalleled courage, wisdom, and generosity. Mandela thinks that South Africa's real wealth is her people who are finer, truer than the purest diamonds. He believes in the goodness of man. No one is born to hate another on the basis of color of skin or religion. If they can learn to hate, then why not learn to love which comes naturally? Even in the grimmest times in prison, when his comrades and he were pushed to their limits, he would see a glimmer of humanity in one of the guards. Perhaps just for a second, but it was enough to reassure him and keep him going. Man's goodness is a flame that can be hidden but never extinguished. Here there are two phrases. One is a glimmer of humanity, that means a sign of human feeling. Another is pushed to their limits. It means pushed to the last point in their ability to bear pain. On page number 21, last paragraph, Mandela refers to twin obligations. What twin obligations does Mandela mention there? The word twin refers to two things that are connected. Mandela mentions that every man has twin obligations. The first is to his family, parents, wife, and children. The second obligation is to his people, his community, and his country. Now let us see what does Mandela say about his understanding of freedom. He said he was born free. He had the freedom to run in the fields, swim in the stream, and ride on a bull. Boyhood freedom was an illusion. As a student, he wanted transitory freedom, freedom to stay out at night, to read books of his choice. As a young man, he yearned for basic, honorable freedoms of achieving his potential, of earning, of marrying, and having a family. He saw that it was not just his freedom that was curtailed, but the freedom of everyone who looked like he did. That is when he joined the African National Congress. Mandela's hunger for freedom changed his life. Mandela realized in his youth that it was not just his freedom that was being curtailed, but the freedom of all blacks. The hunger for his own freedom became the hunger for the freedom of his people. This desire of a non-racial society transformed him into a virtuous and self-sacrificing man. Thus, he joined the African National Congress, and this changed him from a frightened young man into a bold man. Now, towards the end of this video presentation, we will understand what does Mandela think about the oppressor and the oppressed. In Mandela's own words, freedom is indivisible. The chains on any one of my people were the chains on all of them. The chains on all of my people were the chains on me. I knew that the oppressor must be liberated just as surely as the oppressed. A man who takes away another man's freedom is a prisoner of hatred. He is locked behind the bars of prejudice and narrow-mindedness. According to Mandela, the oppressor and the oppressed are deprived of their humanity. Dear students, you must read the textbook once you finished watching this presentation, and after reading you can continue watching as you wish. Thank you and have a nice day.